entrance to the, it's just a very tough way to lead a life, I find.
You talk in your book about getting even, the importance of getting even. Is revenge sweet?
I believe strongly in getting even. If somebody has hurt you, if somebody's gone out of their way to hurt you, I think that if you have the opportunity, you should certainly go out of your way to do a number on them. And I've had more criticism about that one statement in my book than any other statement. The clergy is called, the ministers, the priests, the rabbis. They've all said, what a terrible thing to say. That's against our teachings. I just believe it. I believe in an eye for an eye.
If you did turn the other cheek, as the clergy are presumably suggesting to you, what would that do to your reputation in business circles here in New York, do you think?
Well, I don't know what it would do to my reputation. I just don't believe instinctively in turning the other cheek. If somebody was out to hurt you, if somebody was out to do a number on you, I really believe that you should just do a number on them if you get the chance.
Can you give me an example?
Well, there were people that I really helped in business when things were very good in the 1980s and when my company was going good. And they did not lift a finger to help me when I needed it. And there were a couple of them that could have very easily helped me. Now I have the opportunity to do a number on those people, and I will tell you I'm having a lot of fun with the opportunity.
Who are the movers and shakers in the society? We get the impression in New York that power is in the hands of a few very, very rich people, yourself included. Decisions in smoke-filled rooms, is that still the way business is conducted in this city?
Well, I think New York is very much run politically. I think we have a mayor that's named Rudi who's done an incredible job in New York.
And just got reelected.
And just got reelected by a huge margin, I guess the largest margin ever. He has been an incredible mayor. He's done an unbelievable job. And he's just been great. And so it starts off with the mayor, the leadership, and the politicians. We have other people within the business community, obviously, that are very important, and there are a lot of them. But the city has just become very, very hot, and I think it's due to Rudi and lots of people in business that have done a very good job.
When you say hot, it's more focused?
It's really become focused. It's just a place where everyone wants to be. People want to come to New York. They love the city. They want to be here. They want the action. You know, New York has action. New York is unbelievable action. And everyone wants to be here. And I happen to be the biggest developer in New York. My company now is doing much better than it ever did in the 1980s. I mean,
what do you attribute that to?
Well, I think one thing is perseverance. I mean, when things were tough at the beginning of the 90s for me and everyone else, the problem with me is I was getting all the publicity.
The Great Depression, you call it.
I call it the Great Depression of the early 90s because we were really in a real estate depression. And it was real estate and retailing and airlines and various other businesses. They were in a total depression. They weren't in a recession. And I survived, and most people didn't survive. I mean, a lot of my friends, a lot of good people and bad people had to go bankrupt, and you know, never heard from them again. And you probably never will hear from them again. But you know, I survived to a point where the company is much bigger now than it ever was and much stronger financially than it ever was. And I wrote a book about it.
But in the early 90s, you faced the possibility of losing everything. In fact, on paper, you had lost pretty much everything.
I had faced the possibility of losing everything, and I went back to work. I focused my mental energies and all of my energies.
You never thought of giving up?
No, I think one of the reasons I really succeeded, and bigger than even in the 80s, is the fact that it's a little word called perseverance. I didn't stop.
It's quite a long word, actually.